What's up, y'all? Grand Rising. It's 4 something a.m. and I've been up for a while. I think I've been up since like 2. Um, and it's I've just been thinking about things. Something I thought about are like it it pertains to generational things. Um I believe that all generations of parents did the best they could with what they had, and whatever was going on during the eras of them being parents. But for me, looking at the world, for me, um I can only start in the 90s. uh, I told my son the other day, I said, did you know that your mom was born in the 1900s? And he just looked at me, and I was like, yeah, I was born in the last era of the 1900s. And it felt weird when I said that, because like when you say when you say years and like hundreds, it sounds like hella long ago. So like for me, when I say 1900s, it sounds like I'm saying like the 1600s or the 1700s, but it's like, no, the 1900s, the 90s was in the 1900s. So whatever. But like I was saying, for me, like I can only start with the 90s, like 91 and now, until now. So like me just looking at how life is now, and then taking a look at how life was in my childhood, like I gotta say 80s, because I know 80 babies is a part of this too, but I'm not an 80s baby. So, but I know 80 babies are a part of this too. I gotta say 80s and 90 babies. I believe we're doing the best that we can. Now, I know that every generation has had trauma, but we still are doing the best that we can. Like, I can't even imagine how it was when, like, for me, for my culture, I can't speak for everybody. So for my culture, I can't even imagine how the ancestors were able to parent in those conditions. Oh my gosh. And it's like it makes sense why our generations are the way they are, why our generation is seeking out so much mental health help. And I'm like, I want y'all to wake up and realize that there were people before you, and just because they're not here in the flesh, or maybe you might not think so, because I believe in reincarnation. So I believe that loved ones can come back, but they won't come back as themselves, but they'll come back something close as, and that's, it's still them. But there were people before us, and they're not gone. They're still here. And I believe that what they've been doing is pushing all of us to be better, because they can see what needs to be done. Do y'all understand that? Like, I think that people aren't really tapped into what an angel is, or what an ancestor is. Like, see, that's that spirituality versus religion thing. It's okay to call them angels, but the moment you say ancestors, oh, they're doing voodoo, they're doing witchcraft, it's like, no, bro. That's literally what they are called. We are called descendants, and they are called ancestors. Ain't no witchcraft, nothing about none of that. What are you talking about? Like, it, it's the same thing in religion when we call them, oh, that's my angel, that's my guardian angel. They went up to heaven, that's my guardian angel now. Yeah. Ancestor, angel, they both start with A, same difference. Like, it doesn't really matter. But what does matter is that that you have, whether you feel, especially when you feel like you're alone, you can always remember that you have some type of, you have angels, you have ancestors, and I believe that you can have both, but some people believe in one more than the other. But sometimes you'll have angels and you'll have your ancestors helping you, especially when you feel like you're alone. So make sure that you are paying attention to signs. um, Make sure that whenever you get in those tough spots of confusion or something like that, just bust open a conversation to that loved one. You know, they hear you. They really truly do. Um, and so that's kind of why I made this video, because like I was just sitting here and I was just thinking about a whole bunch of things, and just being how proud of how far we've come, how far we're trying to come. Um, and I'm just like, damn it, man. We are that generation of parents that are actually trying to change something so the world can be better. Like, I think that if you're a parent now, I think you should give a pat on your back, a hand clap, something, high five each other, something. Because if you're trying to make it better for your children so that the world can be better, give yourself a round of applause, cheers, toast, whatever you got to do, because you're doing what you need to do. You're doing what you can do. You're doing the best that you can. And I believe that these future generations are going to make the world be a better place. Like, those are going to be the ones that make the world a better place. And we may be here, we may not be here, we may be right at the end of our time, but still early enough to see it change. But it's going to happen, and that's going to be our babies, that's going to be our grandbabies. You understand? Like, those pandemic babies weren't for no reason, okay? I'm starting to think that the pandemic wasn't for uh, as much disaster as it caused. Like, just like we had a hurricane. I don't even know the name of that hurricane. I used to say that hurricane name. The hurricane that just passed in Texas. Like, even though that caused the disaster, destruction, chaos, it's gonna clear something, and something new is gonna be built. You know, it I, I don't. I'm not trying to make natural disaster sound great, but I'm trying to get a picture across to understand that sometimes when something is torn down, you can rebuild something new. Sometimes depending on what it is, but in this instance, we're just trying to use the way that God used water to wash the earth to make new again. That's what I'm trying to say. If that makes it better, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I hope everyone has a good day. I think it's Wednesday, so I hope everyone has a good Wednesday. Talk to you later.